afternoon. Couldn't make a video this morning because I was at the physio. I had too much work to do to catch up on, so I'm cooking my lunch later today. Anyway, today while I was at the physio, I had an interesting conversation with the lady who was treating my shoulder. And so when I first started going to this physio, like, I don't know, 9 years ago or something, I was actually like about 16 kilos heavier, fatter than I am now. And coincidentally, she was probably about 16 kilos lighter than she is now, bro. And she was just like talking and, you know, asking me about about losing weight and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, even back when I first met her and she was like pretty skinny, I remember something she said to me that always like stuck in my mind. Because at the time we were just talking, 16 years ago, we were also talking about weight loss and stuff. And so back then, although I knew like the theory of it all, I hadn't managed to sort of apply it for any significant amount of time. So, I was quite, by then I'd lost lots of weight, lots of times, but just not managed to keep it off. And so back then, like 16 years ago, I remember we were talking about something about carbs, or I what we were talking about. But she said to me, you think that I'm skinny, but I'm not. I'm a fat person who's just temporarily in a skinny body. And so it was like she'd actually got a long way to realising, like diagnosing what was going on with her whole, weight and stuff. It's because she realised that although she, at that time, she managed to lose a lot of weight, like she was dead skinny, but in a good way. She realised she could tell that it wasn't sustainable. She knew that she wasn't, like she hadn't made a significant change up here, which is what you really need to do. And so we were just talking about it, and like she was asking me, what did I do? Because she obviously, I've been going there for, like 9 years or something, on and off. So it's like I only go when something's happened. So like the last time I went, not the last time, I'm currently going with my shoulder, but I normally go because of my back. Like I tend to have like bouts of back, pain here and stuff. But recently, like the last few years, it's been really good. But anyway, so she was asking me, what happened. So I was kind of like explaining to her the whole, my weight loss journey when I actually finally got it all under control. And it's funny because it's like I was trying to explain it to her, and although it's obviously, it's obviously to do with what you're eating, that's just like that's the benefit. Being able to like control what you eat is the benefit of having your head in a good place. Because when I used to overeat or whatever, I didn't realise at the time, but I realise now I'd be sort of like trying to get away, escape. It was all escapism, and it was all because of, I don't know what it was, just, I was letting stress get on top of me and, not looking after myself enough, and, just, so I'd look for the occasion, I'd try and just, I'd be saying to myself, fuck it, I'd just, let's go and get a beer and a pizza or, whatever. And think, I mean, unless you say like a professional athlete or something, I don't think that you're really ever going to be in a situation where you're just so extrinsically motivated to do something that you can, you'll just eat well, forever. I've often wondered to myself, well, not now, but like back in the days when I was really struggling with my weight, I kind of thought to myself, oh, I wish that I had to look, I wish I had to be thin just to like be able to, do my job or something. I wish I had that level of public accountability so that I could give myself that motivation boost. And I don't think that that's ever going to be the case. Because if it was, you'd never see like pop stars get fat or, like actors. Actors are always slimming down for the music, for the movie role. It's not like they're just, I mean some of them do, but it's not, I think that the ones who are genuinely health focused, they're the ones that don't have to slim down massively for a movie role and things. And so, what we were talking about was, well, I actually said that if I'd have realised how bad eating badly made me feel, I might never have quit alcohol. Because I quit alcohol because I just thought that, so like, I'd have a weekend, like everyone, a weekend blowout and stuff. And I'd be like drinking beers, eating pizza, stuff like that. And then Monday morning, so I mean, at least I was responsible enough for like Sunday night not to be getting pissed and stuff. Monday morning, I just feel terrible, just like, but I put it down to like hangover and stuff like that. But now I have like my Saturday off, I just eat whatever I want, and then that's when I'm eating like a pizza or, cake or what, just whatever I feel like. And so now Sunday morning, when I'm not at work, I'm not like feeling down because I've got to go to work or anything like that, I just feel down, it's like, and it's, it's obvious to me now, like, my life isn't objectively worse on a Sunday than any other day. I have absolutely no reason to feel bad, like to feel kind of depressed or anything. I mean, I'm not saying depressed like the people get depressed and have real depression and stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, I don't know what's going on, I'm not happy type of thing. And it's just, now it's kind of obvious to me that it's, it's toxin induced in me. And so, it does make me wonder how many people who do suffer from depression and stuff, how many of it, how much of it is due to, just eating bad and like just having, too many toxins in your body and stuff. And so after we spoke about that, then we were talking about, how it's actually easy for us, like we try and trick ourselves all the time. I think it's like a protection mechanism. I don't think it's like, I don't think we're genuinely bad and we're trying to just ignore reality or anything, but I think that we just try and protect ourselves. And so, we very rarely, sometimes we don't acknowledge, well, firstly, that we actually need to lose weight. Or, we don't acknowledge how much we need to lose. I mean, maybe we just don't know. So like my wife's got a friend, my wife has done a nutrition course and like she's allowed to prescribe diets to people and things like that. And now that she's done that, some of her friends are asking her for, can you do your diets and stuff like that? And there's a friend of hers that she's known for like 20 years or something. In fact, I've known for 20 years, so she's known him longer. And ever since I've known him, I've always thought that he was a bit fat. But anyway, apparently now he does as well. And he's 98 kilos. And he's shorter than I am. And he reckons he needs to lose about 8 kilos to be good. And so, for him to be about my weight, he'd have to lose about 28 kilos. Never mind 8. And he was saying that he hasn't really put that. He doesn't think he's put that much weight on because his trouser size has only gone up a few sizes. Now he's one of these guys who doesn't wear the jeans around there. He wear it below the belly. So now that he's almost 100 kilos, his waist size isn't actually that big because it's down there. He's wearing his trousers down there. So I kind of mentioned this to me physio, because she was saying about how people don't want to, we trick ourselves, and I said, well, yeah, that's an example of this guy. And she said that she's got a patient that's a woman who's 140 kilos, and in fact she's going to go and have to be operated on. She's going to get one of these gastric bands or something like that. And this woman insists that the reason that she's 140 kilos is because she drinks too much water. I'm beyond speechless. She drinks too much water, and that's why she's 140 kilos. That's 140 kilos. She just. Even if I was 140 kilos, I'd be that probably. It would just be incredible. So this woman, God knows what she must look like. And it's it's not easy, our ability to trick ourselves or just tell ourselves a narrative, it's so compelling to us. And that's why, we started talking about, losing weight, and then eventually we got onto the, meditation. And so that's what I was telling her, is that it wasn't until I actually started meditating that I found that I could lose weight and keep it off. Because I think, the thing is with meditation, for a lot of people, meditation's synonymous with relaxation. I just do it to relax. And that's not what meditation is. Because when you do a lot of meditation, I think you find yourself able to relax, but it's not a direct, it's sort of one of the benefits of meditation is that you can relax, but that's not what you're doing when you're meditating. And so I've mentioned this before here, when I talk about it, and it's it gives you this space to be able to understand what's going on in your mind. And fundamentally, it takes something like mindfulness, right? So all you're doing is you're just sitting down, or on a cushion, or whatever you want. You could do it standing up if you want. And you're just basically watching thoughts appear. It's not that you're trying not to think. You're not trying to not think. You're just watching thoughts appear and trying not to get involved in them. And that's so difficult. Unless, I totally recommend everyone trying this exercise of just, even for 5 minutes, just closing your eyes and just watch what appears. And you'll be amazed. So, there's several things that you'll be amazed at. The first thing is that you're not actually thinking. So we assume that we're thinking's kind of being on a treadmill or something. No, not even like that. It's like being on a bike, and the only reason that your bike moves is because you're pedaling, and that's your thinking process. And so you're moving through thoughts because of your thinking. But it's not like that at all, and you only realise this when you meditate. Thoughts are just coming in, bing, 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 and they're just all kinds of thoughts, and they're just like pictures of stuff, and just random, and but sometimes something will come in and it'll catch your attention, and then you sort of, then it's like it's rolling downhill. It's a little snowball rolling downhill and catching more snow. That's when you're starting to think, type of thing. But even then, you're not really deliberately thinking. Things are just getting stuck onto it, and it's getting bigger. And that's what most thoughts are. Because you only really think about something when you're trying to like fix it or something. So you think about a math problem, but like it's not even as if you're thinking of different ways to solve it. You just look at your maths problem, and then there's a bit in your brain that goes and like opens itself up for like the ideas of how to fix it to just spontaneously come in. You don't really even think, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to do this problem? It just appears. That's the one. And then you'll drag it in. Maybe that's the thought process. That's how I do it. I remember that. And then you'll apply it and like work it out. But most thinking is completely passive. And that's, once you realise that, then life gets so much easier. Because, like I said, I'd get up on a Monday morning and feel like kind of depressed. And because I've got this feeling here, and my mind's going bing, bing, bing. Where am I? I'm at work. I'm thinking of work. So like depression, sadness, and work, it grabs on. So I'm sad about work, and then that gets into a ball, and I wish I didn't have to work. I hate this. I wish I could, I wish I could win the lottery, and it just, things just like bubble out. And it's only when, if you like doing meditation for not very long, I'm talking like a few weeks, that's when you start to realise that these things that you're thinking and you're associating with feelings and things, they might not actually be, they're not connected necessarily. And so then that gives you the space to think, well, why am I feeling bad? And then that gives you the space of like, well, my life isn't objectively worse like today, Monday, than it was on Friday. So what's going on? My job's the same. I'm not like particularly, you might have to do something on a Monday that you didn't have to do on Friday that you don't particularly like, but it's not like you didn't know about it on Friday, you know what I mean? And so once you've got this little bit of space that like meditation provides, then you can sort of, you can start to unpick the problem, like the knot that's the problem in your life. You can just start to unpick it and fix things. And so that's how, once I realised that a lot of the problems in my life weren't even real problems, then that gives you the space to like, when you want to just have a total blowout, but no, I'm not saying like, so now I have, in terms of like healthy eating, I have Saturday off. I still don't eat, the thing that I don't drink alcohol, but now I've started to have the occasional alcohol-free beer, even though I know the next day I'm going to feel shit, but I don't mind, because when I'm doing it, I enjoy it. I still don't drink like anything with artificial sweeteners in it, because I just don't think that they're basically safe, and I don't let my kids drink them either. I never have, and it's just like, that's just something that we don't do. So like I was saying, I'll still have a blowout once a week, and that sort of, that helps me like psychologically, because now I'm not using willpower every day to not like eat and drink things that I know you can't eat and drink every day. So if there's something that I'm just like out and I think, I see something in a cake shop and I fancy that. And it's like, well, I can make a mental note and say, well, you'll eat that on Saturday if you feel like. And to be honest, I get comes around Saturday. Most days I don't, but I know I could. I could just go to that shop. In fact, some days, like on a Friday, I'll buy something that I know that I'll want to eat the next day. You know, just things like that. I'll do that. And you know, I don't feel guilty about it, and it's just because it's my mechanism to stop me having to use willpower. Because the thing is, although I do have a lot of willpower, but the reason that I have a lot of willpower is because I use it when I need it, when I absolutely need it. Because everything else I try and do with habit. So I might have to use willpower until the habit kicks in and everything's just normal. But up until, you know, once that's done, I don't want to be using willpower. And like, people who are disciplined, like the discipline is instilling the good habit. It's not like the willpower thing every day. Because you just can't do it. You can't live your life. Even I really don't believe, what's his name, David Goggins. I don't believe that he is using willpower to achieve all of the crazy, amazing things that he does. He's not. He's disciplined, and he'll use his willpower to like do the first step, but it's not to get him to do it every single time. And so, you know, so in terms of like being at a healthy weight, you absolutely do have to eat the right things. There's no hack. You know, you've got to do it. So I mean, I'm eating this like the slow carb way, and it's just, for me, it's great. It just works for me. But it's obviously not the only way to, you know, eat. And I've done like keto. I've done like the primal diets and bulletproof diets, and you know, which are all basically variations of paleo. And I think paleo is great because it's all kind of, you know, just eat real food and, you know, don't eat stuff that makes you fat. But you know, so you don't eat your potatoes and you don't eat grains and things. And they're all the things that I think make me feel bad anyway. But slow carb is just the greatest for me because I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat. And you'll notice on these videos, I eat more or less the same thing every day, but you know, it's fine because I'm eating lots of fish, and you know, I'm mixing it up with like different vegetables and things like that. And I don't eat meat anyway, so you know, it's good. But I'm like on autopilot, and it just helps. And I don't weigh myself that often, but I don't need to because I've got trousers. I've got like a few pairs of trousers that they all look the same. Like, but the waist, it fits me. So like, one thing that Dave Asprey wrote in an article ages ago was like, throw away your fat jeans. And I thought, no, whoa. And I get it now. It's like, throw away the clothes. If you're losing weight and you actually get to a weight that you're happy with, throw away, give away your fat clothes. Because that way, if you start to deviate or start to not be where you want to be, you'll notice straight away. You know, it's just great because if your trousers are telling you, you know, maybe you want to cut back, or, you know, it's one of these early warning mechanisms that you just should have. Because we can't tell. That's another thing, you know, it's not easy to tell if you're putting on weight or losing weight. I certainly can't, unless I'm stepping on the scale every day. And even then, the fluctuations are massive. You know, I can even, you know, there's easily like a plus minus 2 kilos just from day to day on me, depending on, you know, how much water I've had, you know, when I went to the toilet, you know, all this. It's just, it doesn't mean that if I'm measuring my waist, then that's just like staying the same. It's fine. In fact, you know, it's staying the same until sort of like gradually, you know, I am still like gradually losing fat. But if I just look at the scale, it's, you know, I mean, there's obviously a difference between, but you know, more or less. So I completely advocate getting your head in order as part of, you know, trying to lose weight, because otherwise you won't. Well, I don't want to be like this getting people down, but it's difficult enough to like losing weight and keeping it off. You don't need to be beating yourself up about it. And so the way to like not beat yourself up about it, is to like get to a point where the reason that you want to lose weight is like for a healthy, to be healthy and stuff. At first, we all want to lose weight because we don't want to be fat. We don't want to look fat. If fat was in, maybe I wouldn't care. But now I'm at the position. I'm like nearly 50, and I really do. I'm just trying to be healthy so that for the second half of my life, I can enjoy it when all the odds are stacked against it. And that's my extrinsic motivator right now. Is I want to be alive and healthy enough to enjoy my grandkids, and if possible, my kids' grandkids. Because I knew my great man, I knew my great grandparents, and I'd love to be able to do that. But the only way of doing that is just by taking control of your life, accepting responsibility. What goes in there, you really can control it. It's down to you. So just try and get your head in the right place. Think about or don't think about how your thoughts are formed, because once you've got that, it's a massive step. Once your head's just a little bit less of a battleground, then you'll be able to achieve so much more with like the same amount of effort. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about today. Who knows what I'll be thinking about tomorrow? Because it will just come to me. Right then, today I'm eating overcooked beans because I put the timer on for an hour and I put it on the wrong stove and it beeped, turned itself off, and the one that I was cooking it on just carried on. So I don't know how long I've been cooking those beans, like an hour and a half. Never mind. That's the worst thing that happens to me today. I live a charmed life. So yeah, talk again soon and have a good day.